today I'll be dropping some tips on how to spice up your beats and as well give you the breakdown of this amazing project you are looking at right here. Yeah. So if you don't know me, I am Mactkay Vibes. Yeah. So please like, share, subscribe as this will help the channel or encourage me to keep giving um, sweet tutorials like this. All right, without further ado, let's get straight to the groove for today. All right, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Let's hit straight right up to the percussion. First of all, you want to know what groove are you going for. So, I and then the element you're going to use for the groove. All right. So I saw this element is in SAS Park selection. You know, that is a short click. Yeah, I decided to combine it with. Sorry, that was the short click. Yes, now this one is short click with a Q. So is replying the groove. So this one's like the main groove, the other one is like, yeah. So that's it. Next, I added this. I just like this guy for some reason. It has a high end. It's like a tambourine kind of sound. Yeah, but it has a way of just gluing my percussions. Then onto my shaker. All right, then onto the shaker. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Then that was just the groove I went for. So we or I then started adding some other things. So if you notice, this snare is like coming. You understand? So it's coming like at the rest. You don't need to put it everywhere. You understand? So yeah, that's it. Um, then I think that was just all about the top ends of this groove. So then let's go over to the congas. I did the conga. So yes. So that was for the first conga. For the first conga. Yada. So then this one. Yeah. So this second conga has a little bit of a depth to it. Yep. It has a little bit of depth to it. Then I added another conga. Where is this guy? Yeah. And if you notice that conga, this one, this this conga, it has a low frequency. So when you hear the kick, when you hear the kick, you appreciate what this conga is doing. It's like kind of countering the kick. So you have that. Yeah. So this conga is like the low end. Like you have that. Yeah. So that is it. And with this, your percussion is already locked. So when you're balancing, you just want to make sure that the main groove is up, and the others are just around it, the other counters. So in essence, if you go to the first part of this tutorial, you will notice that the main groove was this click guy right here, and others are just around it. You can even see it from the wave files. Yeah, you can see it. Meanwhile, if you just want me to touch more on balancing for both Afro beats and gospel, please, you can type the word balancing in the comment sections, please, so that I will jump on that video, because I can't wait to give you guys that video. But it depends on how many people um, puts that on the comment section. Then I will open up the well of knowledge on that aspect. So y'all guys, for both Afrobeats and gospel songs. Alright, so next, I think that was everything I did on this jam. The next were just rolls, Yeah, I added this guy. Now, in adding your rolls, let me tell you one secret in adding rolls. When you're adding your rolls, you should not just, unless it's intentional, but me, I don't like that moment where you give space on the percussions for the roll to breathe, like this. Yes, so you give space for the percussions for that roll to breathe. Yeah, so and then it ended with a clap. Yeah, so that's just that about that for the percussions, and others were just effects, and so that was just that about that. And then towards the end of the groove, I then added some other elements, some other high elements, like this guy, this Maybach cymbal that was giving that I actually got that inspiration from one of Timaya's songs that Mastercraft produced. That's why it's always good most times to listen to songs, because sometimes when you're stuck, those repertoires you've gotten from listening to different songs can help you in your beats. So listening is the key. And then rolls. You see it again, what I told you about applying rolls. I left space for the beats so that the roll can thrive. Not that you have this one and then you have the roll, everything clustering together. Nah, bad production. Okay, so that's that. And then I had to change a little at this point. So that's just that about the percussions. Others were just FXs. So that's just that about the percussions. So over to the main groove of the song. So whilst I was working with this project, I came up with this guy. Yeah. And something just came into my mind. I said, okay, let me just start it up with this. Yeah. So it just came into my mind. I said, okay, my brother just whistled this thing entered here. So I whistled it. It was not really as perfect as this in the first point, at the first point. So I had to put a little bit of, auto tune and then some pitch correction to align um, the 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 vocal very well. Meanwhile, if you also want me to touch on pitch correction in FL Studio, because I know it can be crazy at times, just type pitch correction and I will also work with you on that. Yeah. So that was it. And then I had this vocal. Just got this vocal chop from somewhere, one of Hit Sounds pack. Just put it on there, and then that's what gave me the vibe. Then went to yeah. So So when you are establishing your melodies, you should go with the rhythm of the drums. Very important. So if I remove these drums, let me just highlight all these guys. If I remove these drums, you can still feel the rhythm. Yeah, you can still feel the drums, in the melodies. So that is just that about. So that was like the melodies I came up with. This was. Yeah, so that was just it. And then my guy came up with this bass. Okay, before I play the bass, then you will hear this. So you don't need to add much. So at this point, this melody is just the one carrying the drum, the beats in the verse. Then shout out to my guy that played some guitars on this place. So let me just open the guitar so you just understand what is happening right here. All right, so if you notice, I just as I open the guitars, you can see the groove. The groove is the main thing in this job. The groove is the main thing. All right, yeah. When you're doing your melodies, don't forget the groove. Don't forget the groove, so that when you're playing, everything locks with the groove. I will also be touching on melodies. I will also be touching on melodies in our next tutorial. I'll also be touching on melodies in our next tutorial. So, but let's continue with this breakdown. for this job. I just love organic sounds in my beats. So here's bass after here. If you notice, he during the verse he was not soloing a lot, with very sweet basses. Shout out to Podge Bass and Jason for the inputs they did on this job, man. These guys are crazy, 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 awesome musicians. They think like producers. That's why I use them, alright. So at the chorus, you notice that the beat came up um, because I added strings, which has a high end in the frequency spectrum, has a little bit of high end. I added pad. If you notice, pad is not just everywhere from top down. There are specific places you add pads and then it will be appreciated. So, yeah, that's what you should do when structuring your beats. Check verse, pre-chorus, chorus, intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. So the sounds you put there in any genre we differentiate which from which. You understand? So that's just that. So when I play everything together with the beats, let me open up everything. So that's that about that. Please, like I said initially, like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends. Okay, and that is that about that. So I remain Mactkay vibes, and see you in our next tutorial. Bye.